ili siku nyingine mkialika international schools as a government na mnataka facility nyingine, there is a church ambayo imesaidia serikali kutengeneza facility kama hiyo. Badala ya kutangaza vile tumetangaza, we renovate Kasarani ili tulete Africa Cup of Nations. Unaweza kupeleka international schools huko na wakafanya swimming competition Kasarani, na ukapeleka nyingine Kilifi County ama Coast, na hizo pesa ambazo zinaingia kupitia kwa competitors and those who are visited, si zinaingia kwa county government or visitors and whatever. We have one of the most modern labs, IT labs, ambazo nafikiria, sababu mimi nimesomea tu, tuko na labs ambazo huenda haziko kwa university yetu, and I would advise you with humility to come and visit them and verify what I'm saying. We did this na pesa za washirika, among other things. We have one of the best hotels, among other things, ili apart from church, the government, the nation and the county inaweza kubenefit kwa hizi vitu ambavyo tunafanya. Isiwe thank you so much. Isiwe ni pesa ya sadaka imeenda kwa pastor peke yake. Hakuna any document ya title deed imeandikwa kwa jina la Pastor Ezekiel. Apart from maybe 2 or 3 vehicles tumejaribu kuziweka kwa jina la church, wakaniambia hiyo terminology sijui, labda Sami anajua. Uliniambia ni nini hiyo ambayo inakataa? Teams account inakataa. Sina gari langu mimi, sina nyumba yangu, hata hii saa receipt yake ni New Life. Hata ile nguo nyingine ambayo unajua nimevaa, si unaijua? Receipt yake ni New Life. Ili nihubiri injili, sadaka ya mshirika itumike kwa njia nzuri. Nikimaliza niende zangu. I never came to use church money for personal benefit. I have informed my wife and my children, nobody will benefit from church money. Nimeanzisha kufuga kuku. Niliambia mke wangu tangu last week, pesa za kuku, pesa za mayai, pesa za whatever, zisomeshe watoto wetu. We have 3. Hakuna haja ya kutumia pesa za kanisa. We have only 3. So that is how we have spent money, and that is zingine ukiniuliza nitakumbusha. We have a dam, the only dam ambayo iko Kilifi County na ni kubwa. Hii dam is a 9.5 acre dam. It is full. It is well built na imelindwa, imezingirwa na fence. Ili wakati wa drought, wakati community imekosa maji, tunaweza tukafungua waje wachukue maji. Vile ambavyo tunasomesha watoto wa Kilifi, over 200 students, full scholarship secondary. Yule mama wa Kilifi atatoa maji wapi? Na maybe county government ili allocate money na haijaijenga. Drought haipigi ripoti. So as a church tumetengeneza hizo zote. Tunafanya farming, tumeajiri watu wa Kilifi County. Everything ambao zingine mkinikumbusha mimi nitayasema. Number 7, your view on regulation, my view on regulation of religious organization, including gaps in the law and regulation of religious institutions, and before that end, kanisa limekuwako miaka mingi. Misikiti, temples, hatujawahi pitia mambo kama haya. Na hatujawahi ona. And as a religious leader, if I be granted that opportunity to refer to myself, hii kitu haingewahi fanyika. But maybe 3 or 4 people or 1 or 2 wamekosea. Wamefanya grave mistake. Ama amefanya grave mistake. Huyu mtu ama hawa watu wachunguzwe, wapelekwe huko, wawe prosecuted. any case we amend or we constitute a law because of one Ezekiel, and we give him the picture of the church, Your Honor, in 60 or 70 years' time, I won't be there. I will be a very old man from now. And we institute a law that gags na imeumiza the church, tutaumiza the future ministries. Njia ambao nafikiria ingefanyika, I don't know because I'm not a lawyer. They may speak on my behalf. Ikiwa kuna enough room ya kuisolate na kujua huyu mtu amekosea, apeleke kule kotini, awe prosecuted, then the government plus the church wakae chini, what can we do ili tufunike gaps ambazo zinasababisha vitu kama hizi? It is the best way, but let us shun any formula ambayo itasababisha kanisa la Kenya likae dwarf and dead because ya makosa ya maybe Ezekiel or Mwangi or Maina for the future generation. Kama sio hawa wazazi wetu kupewa room ya kuhubiri, singeliokoka. Nilikuwa mzinzi kuanzia class 7. Unajua class 7 ni mtoto aina gani? Mpaka form 4. Alihubiri 2000, nikaokoka when I was sick. Nikaoa mke bikra wakati ambapo mimi nilikuwa bomb blast. Bomb blast in terms of mzinzi tu. Asingepewa ruhusa ya kuhubiri vile nilizuiliwa juzi, hakuna singeokoka. Yaona juzi tumepanga crusade Kilifi. Tuka advertise NTV, KTN, you know the cost. Our church channel. Tukaenda tukatengeneza flyers, we printed t-shirts in terms of millions. We presented a letter of request to be permitted to conduct crusade. The OCS went to the OCPD, the OCPD to the county commandant, county commandant to regional commandant, through our lawyers, is one of them. They said, I think the letter is here, nitaitafuta tu. Akasema, because mumetupa a very short period of time, 72 hours, na wewe crusade zako huwa zinabeba zaidi ya 70,000 people, please give us more time. I think it is here. This is the original. Kwa hivyo sitakupatia, wasije wakanitafuta baadaye waseme ilete na nilikuachia. So photocopy. Najua wakijua tu wacha. So wakatuambia, inasema, we were unable to issue you with a permit due to the fact that the notice issued was too short. That was the fact. Too short for our preparations and action, considering the large number of people anticipated to attend, that is 70,000 in number. We were unable to make the necessary security arrangements to facilitate a smooth event. Thus, we are advising you to plan and hold the same event from 4th October. Remember, the request was 23rd of September. 4th October. Hivyo tumesuspend ibada zetu zote, tunaenda crusade, na unaambiwa on Saturday kwamba unaambiwa on Tuesday kesho uende crusade, na umeitangaza kwa TV. Hiyo tukaachana nayo, tukafuata hii. Wakaturuhusu mpaka a day to that day tulikuwa na wao. I visited the county commissioner in person. He promised me they are going to provide security in person. He invited me. Then the county commandant promised that. Tulipeana chakula worth more than 3 million, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I can be corrected. Tukichanganya pamoja na cost, transport and whatever. Day 1 tukafanya crusade. Day 2 nikaambiwa, Pastor, simu imetoka juu kutoka kwa president na CS, cabinet secretary, wa internal security. They have been monitoring you.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes.
I would like to intervene on that because if the witness cannot substantiate a presidential call and a cabinet minister's call, then he needs to withdraw.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes,
Madam Vice Chair, since this is an inquiry, the pastor is allowed by law and the standing orders of this House for him to reveal that information. If the minister feels he can come and defend himself, then he can come and do it.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, Chair.
Yes. David, you are calling. David. Let David have the floor. I give
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you for Chairman for allowing a friend of the committee to hold his horses. What I want to say through the chair, Evangelist Ezekiel must be able to put it bare and raw as it is, so that we don't have a country run through phone calls. When a letter is written to the police of an intended meeting, a response should be written to Ezekiel through writing. If the meeting is cancelled by phone call, they have to put it in writing. And that is why his explanation is valid. It is upon this committee, if need be, now to invite those who are misusing the tools of power to gag the freedom of worship and intimidate the men of God, equally to put it bare. Probably if it were a security threat, if it was radicalism, they must put it here so that as we write our report based on the assignment given by Senate, we must defend our space. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Senator Chararuge, then I'll give you
Chair.
Senator.
All of us are members of Senate. I don't know what is wrong, but anyway, that's a story for another day. Chair, mine, if you look at the Constitution, the decisions of the President should be in writing. So dragging the name of the President is unfair, because this is where we move from the previous. So my advice maybe to the witness is, if there any written feedback from the people who denied him to all that crusade, he can table before the committee, number one, or he uses allegedly or niliambiwa, so that for benefit of all of us, because we are trying to establish what really happened. And we know many people would say so and so has called me. Even you as the chair, you can say the speaker has called me. But as my brother Senator Wakoli has said, it should be in writing. If it is something that was said, let us treat it as gossip and deal with the facts as is, so that we protect the integrity of some of the offices. And we are live. So we don't want somebody else to be misbehaving and saying the president has called, or chairman has called, or senator so and called. So it is important that let us avoid throwing around. Let us avoid throwing around.
Allow Senator to finish.
Just, can I finish? Can I finish?
Allow him to finish.
So that you don't allow throwing of names. It is not even neater, Chair. So I beg you to take charge of the meeting and direct that the witness withdraws the drawing in of the names of the president. And if there is written that the county commissioner wrote back and told him the president has called and the CS has called, then we can take that and invite relevant agencies.
Chair, can I come in, please?
I wanted us to, Senator, I wanted us to give everyone an opportunity, and Senator at the back there, Senator Senior, just say, and then we go to Eddie, and then we go to you.
Chair, I think the presentation by the witness was flowing.
Yes.
And flowing very well.
Yes.
And as a legal mind, it is only when it appears prejudicial to this committee that we can intervene.
Yes.
I think he was giving a narration of the sequence of events, what happened, and so on.
Yes.
And Chair, let us be careful as a committee so that we don't gag also the witness in his presentation.
Yes.
If we can make that comment without necessarily putting it in a manner that will actually is prejudicial
to an office or to somebody,
Yes.
to me it will be okay. And Chair, this investigation will not be complete minus a whole chapter by this witness here. So as our chair, I think we need to balance between the adding of value to our investigations and the rules and the procedures that we apply in the House.
Yes.
So I think that as long as we are within the framework of our mandate, I think it is still in order, Chair.
Senator Eddie and then Senator Senior there. Yes,
Chair, I just wanted to seek your guidance.
Yes.
Under Standing Order number 200.
Standing Order 200.
Yes.
Just read it out, maybe, or
yes. It's just about our tradition of the composition of our committees, the select committees.
Yes. And
we do know that we have had these select committees, created in Parliament, in the House, and with very clear composition and mandate sometimes.
Yes.
And I know that this committee has got a responsibility to report to the House.
Yes.
On the basis of these findings.
Correct.
Now, I do also understand that the standing orders allow for friends of the committees, especially senators, to be able to participate in these proceedings.
Yes.
But I am just seeking your indulgence as a chair that in an event where we have got sometimes as many as friends of the committee that might come,
yes,
will it be prohibitive to the work of the committee so that we don't open up more debates so that the effect of the committee can be attained such that is there a limitation to what the friends of the committee can be able to engage in? Because I'm just seeing a situation whereby if this seems like a very serious issue that has got a lot of interests, and we might have a lot of friends of the committee. So as a chair, you can guide, and my intention is not to limit the participation of those members, but to allow the committee to actually do its work effectively. So you can.
You're about to finish, Evangelist. So just proceed. You are at the point that you got a phone call.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair, for granting me this permission. A point of correction to anybody who misunderstood what I said. I said when I asked, because from the altar during the crusade, when I stepped down, I was told by the OCPD, you are being, it's not written, you are being monitored at Jogo House. Yes. So there are things that have happened, and you are not allowed to proceed with the crusade.
So that is in day 2?
Yes, that was day 2.
So did you hold the whole thing, or it happened the night before the crusade?
As a law-abiding citizen, you have to cancel, because this is a police officer who is mandated to grant you a letter of permission or to cancel it. So I told them, I think if I don't receive letter, I will proceed with the crusade tomorrow.
Okay. So they were speaking.
I mean, day 1, I'm in the car. Okay. And they told me that is the reason, and you are supposed to switch the TV off.
Okay.
Through the chair, would you repeat and give us the OCPD in terms of which OCPD, which station was it?
Kilifi.
Okay, just
because I was in Kilifi. Then I sent my lawyers.
Yes.
Point
because
of order,
the following day.
Point of order.
Point of order. Pastor Ezekiel, please mention the name in full of that OCPD, because it's important for the record.
OCPD Kilifi. Minor, I can remember the name Minor.
That's okay if he just gives the title. We'll find it.
Because I think
just continue. Make progress.
Thank you, sir. Then I said, okay, I'm going to abide by that.
Yes.
The following day, because I will repeat something that honorable members have said.
Yes.
There are people who misuse those who are their seniors. They misuse their names.
Yes.
When they want to do something to somebody.
Yes.
And I really respect my president, His Excellency.
Yes.
And the presidency.
Yes.
Because anyone who does not respect the leader does not deserve to be a leader.
Yes.
So immediately I heard this, and when I sent the lawyer, and he was told that, and upon further investigation, it was not so. The president was nowhere in that phone, not even the CS. That's why they interjected me before I completed.
Yes.
And I said, why should they mention the president and misuse the presidency?
Yes.
This is the highest office in the land.
Yes.
When you want to do something to somebody, don't do such a thing to tarnish the name of the person elected by millions of people.
Yes.
And maybe another person tomorrow might face the same challenges and be told it is the honorable chair that has made this decision while you are not even aware.
Yes.
And to make matters worse, the following day, before I woke up, 2 OCPDs were in my compound.
Yes.
Where I sleep.
Yeah.
With a letter that because of security reasons, the crusade has been cancelled.
Yes.
What transpired, even to date, never disclosed.
Yes.
But I remember when the OCPD was talking to me 3 days later, even our instruments are still on the ground to now, this time. And we are still paying for the ground because we are requesting for the permission for the crusade. Only that. He asked me before the end of last week, haven't you spoken to wakubwa ili tukupe ruhusa?
Yes.
Then I asked myself, so it is not security reasons. It is wakubwa. And upon asking him, he told me, Pastor, there is nothing to do with the president and the CS.
Yes.
And I felt pain that it should never go that line, and we should never tarnish the presidency and the cabinet secretariat.
Yes.
The road to Kilifi was blocked specifically for me not to enter Kilifi. Every vehicle was being searched. Day 2. When I went there, the OCPD told me, Pastor, I am under command. Turn back and go back to your house. He came with his vehicle, and I was with my wife. And he told me, Pastor, even when I'm being captured, itaniletea shida. I went back home. Nikamwambia, nilikuwa naenda ili wale wageni kutoka sehemu zingine hawajui kanisani, niangalie ni wangapi, nitumane buses, ibebe hawa watu, ilete kanisani, wasilale huko nje. Kabla nikitoka ninaambiwa kuna watu wako uwanjani na wanapigwa na polisi. Wanapigwa na polisi wasiende kusikiza injili because of security reasons. But later on the OCPD allowed one of our buses kuenda kuchukua watu na ikawachukua mpaka wakaja kanisani. Ninasema hivi kwa sababu vitu vingine vilifanyika honorable chair ambayo ilinishangaza. Tulipata barua mwezi wa 4 ama wa 5 to show cause why our church should not be deregistered, kwa sababu hatukuwa tumefile return.
Yes.
Was it true? Yes, we had not filed the returns. Why, Pastor? Please, I told you I will never hide anything. I forgot about those things and never followed up. It was my mistake.
Yes.
Then I said, let me send the lawyers, waende, file return, na kama kuna charges, we are willing to pay.
Yes.
File yetu ilipotea kwa registrar offices. Na ikapotea for 3 months. tukienda haiko, tulienda kotini. Then the registrar akasema it was a verbal request. We withdraw the case, then we will produce the file. Then I told them that is simple. Sababu aliuliza kwa nini nipeane file na umetushtaki, nikamwambia okay, toa kesi.
Yes.
Wakati tunauliza akasema ako kwenye kamati ambayo imechaguliwa na rais. So akimaliza kuzunguka wakichunguza the Shakahola massacre, yes, wataenda kutufungulia file iko.
Yes.
Ghafla ninaona kwa media New Life and other ministries have been deregistered.
Yes.
Tulizunguka tukipata nafasi hatukupewa. Na inakuwa deregistered exactly 90 days. Kumbe ilikuwa deregistered, it was backdated to May. Now inakuwa deregistered 90 days later.
Yes.
Constitutionally, according to the advice I was given by the lawyers, 90 day, a duration of 90 days, you can go to the Attorney General's office to appeal.
Yes.
So there was no room for appeal.
Yes.
The only option was to go to court.
Yes.
I ask with humility, if the office of the registrar, Ambo is the custodian of our certificates of societies, iko na uwezo wa kuficha file ya mtu unconstitutionally na iseme haiko, only wakati anataka kuideregister iko na the window for appeal has expired. Wangapi na makanisa mangapi watafanyiwa hivi na misikiti mingapi? Was she acting on someone's advice or command? What wrong did I do ambayo ilikuwa inaninyima mimi kuenda kusema I'm willing to comply, if there is any penalty I will give, na kama kuna kosa nimefanya it is just return of files, kama hakuna kitu kingine please allow me to, kama kuna kosa nyingine niambie. Nani na wangapi ambao makanisa yao na society zao zitakuwa deregistered? Whose authority was she acting under? Sababu hizo ndio zinasababisha unasikia mtu umeambiwa hivi and ile information inakuwa covered kwa media, it is not verified by us. Tuende kotini, mpaka leo bado tunazunguka. Unafanya crusade, inaweza kusimamishwa anytime. We have crusades Kenya hii all over. Hata wiki hiyo kulikuwa na crusade Bombolulu na mhubiri kutoka ng'ambo. Saa hiyo kulikuwa na crusade hapo kando. It was a small crusade. Na naheshimu huyo mchungaji ambaye alikuwa anafanya mkutano. We have crusades hapa. Ya Ezekiel ambao umemuomba more than 14 days ili akupe nafasi to assemble security apparatus ili ukaweze kumsaidia na security, and we were ready to pay for their expenses and for anything, inakuwa cancelled hivi. How many people are going to undergo all this persecution? Na nina repeat, they confirmed akukuwa na instruction kutoka kwa CS and the presidency. Mpaka leo hii nauliza, why should we use this formula? Sababu akipeana verbally, who will complain? Then the following day, 2 CPDs. I don't have any arm. I don't have anything to protect myself. Because washawahi kuja hivyo wakanibeba wakanipeleka region, niliogopa kushuka. In fact, my wife was crying. Akaniuliza, mume wangu, what have you done where ambao huenda hujaniambia you go through this? Je, kuna siku hata moja mimi kama mke wako nitapata peace na hao watoto? How long? Maaskari watakuja hivi. My spiritual father asked me some 3 days back, is your wife okay? Because I know what she has gone through. Nikamwambia, I thank God she's sleeping. And I decided 2 days back never to divulge anything to her about what I'm going through. Because even my parents, niliogopa. Huyu mwanamke anaweza kuwa, mke wangu anaweza kuwa depressed, ama anaweza kuwa something mentally challenged. Nilimwambia, I will never tell you anything. This is too much for you and my children. And that is the reason why I've mentioned these things. Sababu ningekuja nikuambie si kuambiwa hayo mambo, ningekuwa muongo number one. Na nilisema I will pour my heart out, ili mtu asidanganye na jina lako na jina la yule na jina la our fathers here in leadership. And finally, any other relevant information and documentation in your possession pertaining to the mandate of the committee. I've not inquired either from them or anybody the mandate of the committee. Ombi langu. After this, you will make a decision. I am Ezekiel. And maybe we might look at Ezekiel, and the decision might be binding for all religious organizations. You asked me to tell the truth. Even after this, when you question me, I will tell the truth. The mandate of the committee isaidie wengine ambao hawajui kwa nini wanapitia mambo kama haya. Thank you.
So this is the point. Evangelists, we are very grateful for your presentation, and our people have been listening. The honorable senators here have been listening keenly, and they will ask questions. So just to clarify, so what you need to do is to maybe take down some notes as the inquiries are coming in. Then maybe you can do two at a go. And I'll be the first one to start with one. We have listened to a lot of witnesses who have come before us, evangelists. And one of those people who have appeared before us, there was an allegation that the Mr. Mackenzie would carry out funeral services, and those funeral services he used to christen them harusi. And there is an allegation that the funeral services were for those people who had passed on. We wanted a clarification from you. Is it true that you used to attend those funeral services and perform rites, the last rites? And this, according to the information, it used to happen on Mondays. So we want to hear from you what this is about. And then there were also witnesses who have come before us here, important church organizations. They have talked about being in an umbrella organization so that people are able to be self-regulated. In other words, like now you are the cost. You belong to maybe an umbrella organization. When you want to start a church, you have to go get clearances and stuff like that. So the question we wanted to ask as a committee is, first of all, do you support that idea of all churches to belong to an umbrella organization so that there is self-regulation within the umbrella organization? And if so, do you yourself belong to an umbrella organization? And which one is it? Are you answerable to somebody else within that umbrella organization for purposes of correcting doctrines and that kind of thing? Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me give Tabitha to ask one more question, and then you can take those as we get the others. Let me give Senator Tabitha.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Pastor Ezekiel, for the broad framework that you've been able to share with this committee. My questions are a bit compounded. Just starting with the curiosity, from your presentation, you said, Pastor Pius Mwiro, your father, you got saved in year 2000. I'm just curious to know, at what point did you decide to become a pastor? Do you have any theological education behind? So at what point did you decide to start the church? How comes, Pastor Ezekiel, we didn't see you really coming out and rebuking the actions of Mr. Mackenzie on what he has been able to do? I think I will start with those two, Bonacha.
So, Pastor, maybe you can take those two.
Sorry, and the last one, because I don't want to come back on the questioning. Yes, we are very familiar with social media. I've not had an opportunity to attend your church, but I've heard that there is a material like kitamba that you normally issue, and members have to pull a string from this kitamba. Would you kindly expound on what we've been able to hear? Thank you, Chair.
Pastor.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair, plus the honorable members who have just presented their questions to me. Number one is the attendance, or my attendance, perceived attendance, to funerals services conducted in Shakahola by Pastor Mackenzie.
No, we don't call him Pastor.
Oh, by Mackenzie.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now, I said, and one day I was traveling to Baringo, and when I came back, I was told randomly by the investigative authorities, Pastor, we know you went to Baringo and you are back. We can trace you even without telling you.
Yes.
The Safaricom network, because my line is Safaricom, has the capacity to trace whether I have ever gone to Shakahola.
Okay.
I have never gone to Shakahola.
Yes.
I've never attended those burials.
Yes.
I don't know where Shakahola is.
Thank you.
I've never gone there. Apart from the TV issue that I indicated, that I went to that church,
yes,
to get a TV station, and I never entered the premises.
Yes.
When he was in Malindi, I've never met Mackenzie anywhere.
Okay.
So concerning the weddings,
yeah,
I'm hearing them now for the first time.
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
He's just reminding me that the church that I went to is in Malindi, not in Shakahola.
Okay.
That I've just put. That
correct.
Apart from inquiring about the TV when he was in Malindi, not in Shakahola. I've never gone to Shakahola. I don't know where it is.
Okay.
Number two, supporting umbrella bodies.
Yes.
Whether I'm one, I do. And my father, spiritual father, can attest to that. I once approached him and told him that I've been preaching as a son for a very long time.
Yeah.
Please, if I can join your umbrella body, that you are also a member. He told me it is okay. And even now that we are facing these issues, it is very important.
Yes.
Because these umbrella bodies can regulate, they become like the circles of Matatu, and I'm sorry to use that. Because if you want to trace a pastor, you can go to the leader of the umbrella body
Yes.
and ask them, what are your doctrines when you allowed this pastor to join your body? So it is very important for the checks and balances. And I would want, even if it could be processed today, because I had approached him, even if my the finalization of my process could be done even today, it is very important, because we have a country and the people to protect. And those people are governed by the government, mandated by God and the votes of the people.
Okay.
Number 3,
Yes.
asked by the Honorable Deputy Chair, the theological aspect of it. And if I have any certificate in theology, and when I started preaching,
Yes.
I've never stepped on any theological door.
Yes.
God called me, and He guided me for a long period of time, since 2013, if I'm not wrong, to 2023, seeking spiritual guidance. Even when I was going to Kasarani, I told him, I will never step on that altar until you tell me if I'm doing something wrong or right. He told me, okay, wait. I started my crusade late because I was waiting for his guidance. If you trace our crusades, you will never miss Bishop Pius Moyo. Why do I move with him? He's more senior to me. I wanted his guidance. Please tell me whether I'm wrong or right. And he told me, if you want to check yourself, preach live. And when you find the opportunity to go to college for theology, take good use of that opportunity. He advised me. But I have not done that. Why, Pastor? I've been following the way he guides me. And because I have information, I don't want to rely on that, that we have several of our fathers who are preaching and they are doing what is good, and they have never gone to theological colleges.
Correct.
If I will say that they are bad people because they have never gone to theological colleges, I'm going to criminalize the gospel. In the gospel, and I don't want to use this to defend myself, the Bible says, they asked, isn't this the son of a carpenter? And we have records, he never went to school. Which school? Theological school. Who are they referring to? Jesus. The first miracle in the Bible was performed by non-theological people, Peter and James. And when they searched, they said, these people are not learned. What makes them perform this? They were with Jesus. So theology is good, and we should go to school, and I desire to do so.
Okay.
But if we are going to use this
Yes.
to stop anyone who has a calling,
Yes.
we are going to punish other innocent people, maybe who are not as criminal as maybe Ezekiel or somebody else. So that is my take on the theological part.
Honorable members, yes, Senator. I wanted to give Senator...
Excuse you, Chair. He has not finished responding.
You have not finished?
No, he has not.
Okay.
Why didn't you correct or talk about or rebuke what is or was done by Mackenzie? I came to know about this on TV and got arrested because I wanted to buy a TV channel from him. The next day, the same day, I was in police cell, Makupa. Following day, I was in Kilindini for 7 days. From that, the court allowed me to be out on one condition. Never say anything about this issue. I've desired to get an opportunity like this. That's why in my opening I said such a thing haikustahili kufanyika.
Yes.
So singeongea, ningekuwa kotini. Nilimuuliza, je, naenda Senate, sitashikwa kesho?
No.
Akaniambia, Pastor, Senate acts like a high court.
Yes.
Na it is independent. Kile ambacho utasema ni tofauti na kile ambacho utaulizwa. So singeongea kule nje, na nilipopata your invitation nilisema, Mungu, I think whoever invited me was visited by angels from heaven to call me so that I can have a mouth to express what I know. Finally, so I could not correct him on the point that I was gagged by the court. Finally, the kitambaa. The kitambaa is in the Bible, except that the way other people use it is not in the Bible. Some people used kitambaa from Paul for the healing and deliverance of other people. It is in the Bible. But when these people use the kitambaa na wanatoa uzi, when you go to our records on DVDs or tapes, huwa nasema, please, hawa watu mimi sijawaambia watumie uzi. Mimi nimewapa prayer cloth, because anything, imagine nguo ya Yesu iliponya mwanamke. Yesu anasema, if you believe, you will even do things that have not done. But I never advised anybody to be a kitambara, chukua uzi, funga wapi. I always say, please, sikuambia hivyo. I tell them, when you pray, this thing has power. I've prayed for it. You can even hold it in your hand. You can place it anywhere in your body. Unasikia wewe ni mgonjwa, pray, ask God. God will use it as a point of contact. It is in the Bible. Even our brothers in other religions wanatumia ile inaitwanga ni
tasbih,
Rosary
and anointing oils and holy water, ubani. Ya Ezekiel raises eyebrows.
Okay, you finished there?
Do you have a sample?
Eh?
You
Do
finished?
I have
A sample?
a sample of a prayer cloth? No, but I have a sample of a living water. I would desire to hand it over to you.
No.
But they were the samples were taken by the police. They took them for forensic.
Honorable, I want to give Honorable William, because he's going to another committee.
Yeah.
Then we'll just come down like this.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
I have two questions.
Yes. Please just take down.
And Chair, as a lawyer, I have been looking at the demeanor of the witness and listen and keenly listen to his submission. And I seem to be making an opinion that he's a truthful witness.
Is he a truthful man also?
That is not for
there's another truthful man out.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I think he's been able to make a presentation. But Chair, I want him now to again be even more honest with us here, because I will ask two questions. One is that you remember, Chair, one of the witnesses here alleged that there is a mortuary within the compound.
There is a mortuary?
Yes, within the compound of the church. And some of the bodies of the victims of Shakahola were actually being transferred to that facility. Can you confirm or deny to this committee, tell us the truth? I know you are getting legal advice. Confirm that, Pastor, because that is the perception we have as a committee, that is the perception in the country. It is very important that to clarify that. Number two.
Yes.
You submitted that you had contact with Mackenzie in terms of your intention to buy the TV station. But thereafter again, you seem to be denying that you have never had an association with him. Are you confirming to this committee, therefore, that the only relationship between you and Pastor Mackenzie is only the issue of intending to buy the TV? Because the perception I have in the country is that there is some relationship between you and Mackenzie. I want you to confirm to this House, Pastor. And finally, Chair, is I wanted to get the mind of the pastor that whereas you agree that people should go for theology studies, obtain degrees, certificates, and so on, you have no problem with that. So if we come up with a law as a committee, as a recommendation, legal framework that we want to regulate the charges, so that then we have certain standards of degree, of certificates for a pastor to own a church or something like that. What would be your position on that? Though you don't have a problem with it, but do you think we can, as a committee, be able to recommend that to the House and to the country?
Thank you. Maybe we can take, Pastor, you've written those three, yeah? Let's take Senator Hamida, and we go like that. Or if you're not ready, you can give. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you, Pastor Ezekiel, for a very elaborate presentation. I picked some thoughts from what you presented that I think that would be important for clarification for the committee. And there are three quick ones. Number one, you talked about the capacity of a church as being somewhere in the borders of 45,000 people. I wanted you to help the committee understand the issue of membership. Are all your worshippers members of your church or not? And if they are members, what is the membership process? How does a worshipper become a member of your church? Number two, you really talked very nicely about leadership in the country and recognize a lot of issues around governance, which is very profound. I want you to let the committee understand whether you personally are affiliated to any political party. And if not affiliated to any political party, are you affiliated to any political people, either as members of your church or not?
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Did I hear point of order?
Yes.
Yes.
Without, of course, appearing to gag my friend here.
Yes.
Was that question about this political association, Chair, relevant? I want you to rule on that.
With a lot of respect, Honorable, Senator, maybe that's not within the mandate of our discussions. What I would request is, Pastor, you don't have to answer that one, but answer the other questions that have preceded. Thank you.
Chair, I thought the point of order was on the matter of relevance, which is, I think, point of order on 101. I think, given that I was listening to the witness, and the witness did bring issues that sparked debate in the committee that did affect the leadership of this country, that did talk about issues of political nature. And that's why I'm just asking a very simple question, whether he's also politically aligned. And I don't think that, and the reason I'm asking for that...
Chair, could I help Senator Eddy?
Let's not go that way.
Chair, if Senator Eddie will allow me. Thank you, Eddie.
Senator Richard.
I think what Eddie is...
Senator Richard.
Yes, sir.
I beg you, let the witness, let's not go around this. Let him have the floor, and then we make progress. Because after he finishes, we want Senator Hamida, and then we want you. We finish.
Chair, the matter is relevant. Actually, I wanted to shape his question instead of him asking him whether he belongs to any political...
I have ruled.
Oh, you did?
I have.
Oh, sorry.
So let's just go that way.
So, I think, Chair, being a member of the committee,
yes,
any question that I ask, sir, you have the choice of not responding to them or responding to them. I'm just asking, just in case it could help you to frame any other conversation. That's the same way as membership. So the last question.
Senator Eddie.
Yes.
Let's not have argument. Okay, finish your last question.
Yeah, my last question is also a perception that is akin to what Senator Cheptuno alluded to, which is the question of the mortuary. But for me, I wanted to ask the question of, are there any people within your premises in the church who have fallen sick and are held in your church or otherwise? And if they aren't, if people happen, because you say that people come from far and wide in your church, if people come to your church and they happen to have fallen sick, what happens to them? Are they advised to go to the hospital? Are they sent back? Or are they held in your church? I think those are my questions, Chair.
Thank you, sir. Evangelists.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for the opportunity. About the issue of mortuary, I will answer for both.
Okay.
The two of them. The issue of mortuary was raised by the media. I think when they saw one of the structures in the compound that belongs to the, I will call it powerhouse. It is where we have our transformer.
Okay.
We built it to for the safety of the transformer. And when this issue was raised, I told him, take the media live throughout New Life compound. And specifically, the media that pointed out on that issue about the mortuary, I'm saying because I wanted to mention the media. And I said, if they can do that, take them everywhere. And check, they opened that place. It belongs to the transformer and the panels.
Yes.
Nothing like a mortuary. Even if you could build a mortuary, that brings me to the second question.
Yes.
These people come from far and wide. How can you lie to someone from UK,
yes,
to all these dead sister in that perceived mortuary? Another one from Rongai, another one from Kiambu, another one from Garissa. How? Because these people don't stay around.
Yes.
So we don't have one. And even again now, I would advise, let us take the media to that place to check and verify.
Okay.
And I think this one has happened because when we invited the investigative authorities, that is the appointed committees, even the one appointed by the president, to come and verify these things, they never shown up.
Okay.
So we don't have a mortuary, and I don't think it can be there.
Next question.
And we will show that in the video. I pray that isipuuzwe, wenda itafungua macho ya mengi ambao sijasema.
Yes.
It is there in the video where it is. Yes, I will show that. So, number two,
Yes.
Do you hold sick people? We don't allow sick people in the church without their representatives. That is a rule. Even on air, we put it on air. When a sick person comes, who is sick, sick, I mean, anakuwa na tatizo hata ya kutembea. We advise that person, sababu huwezi jua huyu mtu ataishi muda gani hapa ama atakufa saa ngapi, to go to the hospital. Sababu we cannot accept this person na hana mtu. What if anything happens to him? Utafanyaje? Utaambia nani? So we don't allow that in our church. There is a mortuary, Pastor Mavueni Center, ukienda Mbogolo. And this mortuary, haina hospitali. And I think this is the reason why people connected me to the mortuary. One day I said, how can one build a mortuary minus even a clinic? Is it business or it is for the safe custody of the dead? Sababu iko mahali ambapo ni black spot. If in any case, God forbid, there is an accident, kabla hajawekwa kwa hii mortuary, si ungeweka hata ka clinic ya first aid kuokoa huyu mtu kabla hujamweka hapa. Sababu kama hakuna hata first aid kit, what is the message being portrayed? Hiyo kitu iliniletea hizi shida. It is in the YouTube. Labda kama wame pull down, somebody said, kama anatuharibia biashara tutamuonyesha. Hiyo kanisa itakuwa hapo.
Okay. So you answered the issue of the mortuary. Go to the next so that we make progress.
Thank you, sir.
There are all these other senators waiting to ask you questions.
Do I have any other relationship na Mackenzie? Ama ni hiyo TV? TV. Only TV.
Okay.
That nilitaka kununua na sikununua, sikukamilisha transaction. And that is all.
Okay.
Hakuna kitu kingine.
Okay.
Theology should what is your view on recommendation of one going to theological college before he becomes a pastor? My view is this. If one wants to become a pastor, and the theological is knowledge is as important